Some things I forgot to talk about at the beginning of the video are that this has carbide cutters. They're three-sided carbide cutters. So
I want to educate people on what a mulcher is. I get a lot of confusion where like people will say, I can do this with my rotary cutter, and you just can't. This thing actually mulches everything up into toothpicks, and it also mulches down approximately, if set up correctly, almost an inch under topsoil level. If you've ever been walking through the woods where you've went and cut down some small brush with a rotary cutter, you'll always see those spikes sticking up, and they're trip hazards, or they can stab you in the foot or stab your tires on your ATVs and side-by-sides. With this unit, you just don't have that issue. It goes pretty much even with the ground.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony, and this is Tony's Tractor Adventure. And we are honored and just absolutely totally excited to show you guys a new product. This is a prototype from Baumalight. It is a true mulcher. I meant to mulch up trees 6 inches and below. But what's special about this one is they specially designed this for subcompact tractors. It has a 30-inch wide cut, and it's going to allow those 25 horsepower tractors to have enough horsepower to get it done. So if you guys don't know, we have the 48-inch mulcher by Baumalight. We've had that now for over 3 years, and I have abused that piece of equipment. Other than doing good maintenance, I haven't done good maintenance, but I have abused it. I have used it to its full potential. And I'll put a lot of links. So I'll put some links at the end of this video where you can see that if you're interested. Now, to my understanding, this is the prototype. It is the first one, but this head unit is not new. This is basically the same head unit that they use on some of their excavators, and they've just modified it and put a 3-point hitch on it. And the 30-inch wide is what's really important for the subcompact tractors. So there's a lot of specs on here that are still kind of, we don't know the exact specs. This is the only one in existence, and we got the opportunity to test it. So a year ago, we started discussing with Baumalight some needs for the market. And one of the things I noticed right off the bat was we have the MP330, and I got so many comments, hey, will this fit on my subcompact tractor? And the answer is no. That unit is over 1,000 pounds, and most subcompact tractors in that 25 horsepower and below just doesn't have the lift capacity to even lift it off the ground, much less use it. So even the T25 that's sitting beside me, this is on the very large end of the subcompact, basically crossing over between a subcompact and a compact. It's kind of that crossover right in the middle. It has the ability to lift the MP330 up, but it's always, like I said before, it's kind of like the tail wagging the dog. And you know, 1,000 pounds behind this tractor, we're at the very, very limit of this tractor. So having said all that, we had this discussion of what we thought the market needed, and this is what one of the items that we come up with. So I'm excited that, you know, we've discussed all this, and we talked about weights and capabilities. So this thing is going to come in, pretty sure it's going to be under 500 pounds, but I guarantee it's going to be under 600 pounds, which would still leave let most every small tractor, even like the BX series Kubota, the TYM T224, it's hard for me to say, most of your Coyote CS series, that the little CS they got, it's going to let all of those tractors, you know, they're going to have the ability to lift this up and move it around. And one of the benefits is that it is so small, so it is going to be able to get through gates and places that other mulchers can't get through, which if you're going to use this for like a little side business, it's going to open a lot of doors, because you're going to be able to get places that other people just can't get. This is one unique piece of equipment, and we're getting ready to put it on. But talking about unique pieces of equipment, today's video sponsor is ITC Quick Attach, and there's going to be more about that in just a few minutes. Hydraulic top link's going to be really handy, because you can adjust the head. If you don't want it to throw so much onto the tractor, you can tilt it forward. But if you want to do like a little smoothing job, you can tilt it flat, and it does a good job. So first impressions of having this on the back, with the grapple, that grapple probably weighs 250 pounds, and you get the loader, so that weight. I don't feel it. It's not like wallering me around. When we tried the bigger one, like I said, 1,000 pounds on the MP330 at 1,000 pounds, it was really a lot for this size tractor, and I wouldn't even begin to put anything like this on a on a subcompact. However, this one specifically made for subcompacts. So when you get into this size tractor, which is still a 25 horsepower, but it's like I said, it's a crossover between kind of a subcompact and a compact. This is perfect, and I can see like your smaller tractors like a BX series, Kubota, or like you said, the T224 from T1M. Some of the, I mean, pretty much every brand has a subcompact. The MT125 from LS. Those size tractors are gonna handle this because it's about 500 pounds, I'm guessing, maybe 450. We'll get some specs later on. Like I said, this is a prototype, so we don't even have all the specs on it yet. We're gonna run the crap out of it today and then give a report back to Baumalight saying yes, everything's in order, or no, we need to work on something. This is pretty much like the final iteration, so I feel pretty comfortable about it. So Tanya, this little path that goes around here, and eventually we'll be able to walk from the cabin over to where her chickens are at. And I made a path through here, I don't know, a 3 years ago, and we've neglected it and hadn't done anything. There's a tree that fell down in the middle of it, so there's a lot of reasons why we haven't maintained this path. But I feel like this is going to be a good test. It's pretty steep. It's pretty, in places where we're going to be mulching, it's pretty yucky. So I think it's going to give it a good test of what it can do. ITC Quick Attach offers a broad range of add-on items for your tractor. Now these items are going to make the tractor more comfortable, more usable, and just generally make the jobs go better. A good example is this chainsaw holder that adds onto the side of your loader. It takes just minutes to install, but it gives you a place to safely put your chainsaw and carry it through the woods. Other things are like brush guards on the front of your tractor. T25 needs a little step for older fellows like me. That little step is amazing. Handles here to help you get up on the tractor, so when you get on the tractor you have a place to put your foot. They also offer a kit that goes up in the underside of the tractor that's going to protect the tractor from debris when you're out in the woods. That's something we have on the way and we're going to add on, especially using this mulcher. That's going to complement the tractor and it's going to protect the underside of the T25. If you're interested in what ITC Quick Attach has for your tractor, go to itcquickattach.com and you can look around their website and see what they have. Also, you can use code TONY5 to get an additional discount. Got to work on my feathering it in a little bit. Big old stump right there. Yeah, a little too much. All right, sometimes we don't get to show you kind of what all happened. So I thought this would be a good time to show you what we accomplished in just this short amount of time on a late Friday afternoon. Starting to get a little dark, but I'll go ahead and walk you down, show you what we did. And this took us, with this mulcher, 30-inch mulcher, it took us about, oh, I guess 45 minutes to get this far back in here on this trail. So this is an old trail right here, and then we cut off here to the right, and this is where we start the new trail. And try not to shake you guys up so much. I'm going to walk you all the way back to where we stopped. I just thought this was pretty cool. Wouldn't take but a couple more times of running the mulcher through here, and then we'll be able to run our side-by-side. So, well, I can run a side-by-side through it now, but be a little bit smoother once we get everything mulched up. Got a few little pieces left over here. This is like a bigger area here that I opened up, trying to figure out how to get through without cutting down any kind of big trees. And then we found a little place right here that was, the ground was pretty level. I just love this right here. And then it goes into this big washout right over here. Ooh, almost fell down. And this is where I stopped. And we did all this within just about 45 minutes to an hour at the most. Probably 45 minutes. Probably took us more time to hook it up than it did to mulch all this. So eventually we're going to continue on down through here. And this will go up and back up to the cabin at some point. And then further down, keep going downhill, is where we're going to put our well. What do you think about it, buddy? Huh? Got your coat on? Boy, you're handsome, ain't you? You're ready. Well, what do you think about it? Ask Gizmo what he thought about it. Some things I forgot to talk about at the beginning of the video are that this has carbide cutters. They're three-sided carbide cutters, so you can take them off and rotate them, and you get 3 cutting edges per tooth. And these are very common cutters. You can order them offline, or you can get them through the Baumalight distributor if you want to know that you got the exact right ones, because there's a lot of variation, but you can get these at, you know, offline if you want to. My first impressions are, I am very excited. This is like a home run. Knocked it out of the park. I love it. So give you an understanding, our big tractor is 48 horsepower, and the big mulcher we have is 48 inches wide. So that is 1 horsepower per inch of mulching. This one is a little bit less at 25 horsepower, 24 and some change really, and it's 30 inches cutting across. So you're getting a little bit less cutting horsepower. And when I got into some of the bigger stuff, I really noticed that. However, as I got more experience with it, I was able to learn to feather it and kind of listen to the engine a little bit more. And this is really the first time I've done any mulching with this size tractor. So it didn't take me long to pick it up. And another thing is too, is like, you think of the little BX series tractors, and they're quite a bit smaller than this tractor. Well, that's true. However, they're running basically the same horsepower that I am. So that's going to be, as far as what it will mulch, it's going to be almost the same. Now, I don't think that the little BX series are probably going to be as good on stuff like this, because this is very steep and very wet, and that extra weight of this tractor is probably going to benefit it. However, I think you could still do the exact same thing with the smaller subcompact tractors. I just think you're just going to have to go a little bit slower and watch. You know, you don't want it to get away from you, because this is, like I said, this is probably 450 pounds or so. We'll get you, you know, hopefully we can get you an exact weight on this before the video goes out. But either way, it's less than 500 pounds. And but still, if you're on a hillside with a smaller tractor, it might want to pull you around a little bit. As we'll say, the tail wagging the dog, kind of that kind of thing. However, this is pretty extreme what I did. Most people are not going to be going down steep hills like this. This is a very steep hill. Anyway, all of that said, if you're this far along in the video, I appreciate you watching. I just absolutely am so excited about this. I thank Baumalight for trusting us to test this, trusting our ideals and developing this. I think this is going to be a home run for years to come. They're going to sell a lot of these, because not only is it unique, it's actually useful, and it's going to hit that niche that nobody else has. Listen, thank you for watching our video. God bless, and have a great day.
Hand on the Bible, I'm a decent man. No, I ain't perfect.